I picked up from Sephora recently samples of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation and the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. Both of these are new release products. I wanted to give them a try before I spend the $30 to $40 that they cost. So first I'm applying the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm applying it here in the shade Vanilla, which I think is a pretty good match for me. And I'm using my dampened beauty blender to blend it into my skin. So I just put a few dots around my face and I'm blending that out. What I'm noticing right away with this foundation is that it is very natural and dewy looking. Like you can see as I blend it in that it doesn't eliminate any of the shine on my face at all. And I had just moisturized my skin, so that's really the shine that you're seeing. It's not oily skin at this point in the day. But I still felt like it was kind of a sheer coverage. So they say it can be built to full coverage. So I'm trying by adding a few more dots of the foundation on to see how much I can build it up. I did feel like it built up pretty well and the color match stayed pretty consistent, and the dewiness really, I think, is what makes this look like kind of second skin foundation. For me though, it's a little too much shine, so I'm going to go ahead and set it with powder, and you're going to see a quick clip here in a second of how I kind of finished off just the foundation look. So I put a light dusting of powder, there was no primer underneath it, and I finished off the rest of my face. So here's the whole makeup look with my base as the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Now you can see a quick check-in here of how it looked at the end of the day. So I'm talking like 8 hours later. Now the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I got a little music going on the background, jamming there as I get ready this morning. And this foundation I felt like was a pretty good match as well. I will include the color that I'm using in the description box down below. I think it was 235. But I'm really liking how it goes on my face there. But I felt like I wanted to spread it out before I blended because I didn't want to absorb the makeup into my beauty blender and not get the coverage from it, because this foundation feels a little more liquidy as it goes on. Again, this is a really natural looking second skin kind of foundation, and it makes my skin still have that dewy look, but it's not quite as like crazy dewy as the Too Faced foundation was. I feel like it's a little bit more natural, and I honestly feel like with this one I could hardly see any makeup on my face at all. It really looked like my skin, but better. A few spots on my face that I want to conceal, so I'm going in there with some of that and trying to build it up, because again, this says it can be full coverage, but it's such a sheer foundation that I feel like it starts out light and then maybe becomes full coverage. But I'm liking the coverage I'm getting from it overall. Here it is as well, set with a powder. I always set my foundation with a powder, and then I applied my cheek products, my eyebrows, and all of that. I feel like this one truly looks very natural. You might get a sense of which one I'm preferring already. And here's the full makeup look with the Ultra HD foundation. A little more color today. And then you'll also see a check-in, a quick snapshot of how this foundation wore after about 8 hours as well. So right before I'm washing my face at night, here's a snapshot of the Ultra HD foundation. I hope that you enjoyed seeing those two foundations in action. I've been really interested in both of these foundations because the hype has been huge surrounding their launches. So I love that Sephora gives samples. It's so nice to walk into your Sephora store. If you have a regular Sephora or a Sephora in JCPenney, you can go in and ask for a sample of basically any cream product that they have. And they'll dispense it for you and help you find the right shade and everything like that. And then you can try it out before you buy it. So that's something that I really appreciate. You probably saw as you watched me put the products on my skin and wear them a bit that the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, their new foundation, really looked very natural on my skin and also lasted a bit longer than the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. It lasted pretty well, obviously at that 8-hour mark. It might have even been like a 9-hour mark where you saw the photo snapshot. there was definitely fading, especially of the rest of my makeup look, but you could still see that my skin was a pretty smooth canvas. The blemishes on my skin were much less apparent in the Makeup Forever foundation than they were with the Too Faced foundation. For me, I think it comes down to my skin type. Because I have combination skin, and so I do tend to get a little oily in the T-zone, and then I have drier skin on my cheeks and my under eyes, a super dewy finish doesn't really work for me. And I liked how natural the Too Faced Born This Way looked, but I think it's the kind of product that I would have to build up for the right coverage, and then I would have to set with powder, maybe even use a mattifying primer underneath next time, and then I would also have to powder throughout the day to keep it looking the way I want. When you add that much extra product to it, it tends to not look as natural. So I'm not sold on the Too Faced Born This Way. I don't think it's one that I'm going to be purchasing. The Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation I really like, and I got the sample that you saw me apply in the shade Y235, and I think it's a perfect color match for me right now. But I also, when I made a recent purchase online, picked up the sample size that came if you purchase $25 or more worth of products, and this is in Y225. So I think this will be a good winter shade for me, but right now it's a little bit too light. So I'm happy to have another sample to work with, and I want to continue wearing it to see if it's something that is worth the $43 price tag. So far, my opinion is the Ultra HD foundation wins hands down. It's a very natural finish, still a very your skin but better finish, but it just looks better on my skin, being a combination, normal to combination type skin, and I think it lasted longer as well. Just FYI, if you're curious what I'm wearing today, I'm actually wearing like the cheapest foundation that I own. I'm wearing my Rimmel Stay Matte foundation, and I have mixed with it the Spackle Tinted Under Makeup Primer by Laura Geller in Ethereal. I love this one because it gives a little glow. I do like some glow so my skin doesn't look flat. This foundation by itself makes your skin like matte, flat. So this combination has been awesome. Random side note, not really related to my review, but if you were curious, that's what I have on my skin today. I'm going to leave you with a snapshot of both the Too Faced Born This Way foundation and the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation side by side. And this was after 2 hours of wear. So it's, you know, the makeup had really set into my skin, and you can see how it was wearing as I wore it that day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this quick review helpful, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.